Is he always calm? I wouldn't say that.
By any means, he's not a yeller. And when he does raise his voice, you know that it matters. It's like, okay, because he doesn't do it a lot.
All right. In 15 minutes, you guys will probably all be fine with this, okay? So I'll just sum it up this way as fast as I can. That is the most humiliating game in the last 10 years I've been involved with.
All of us as competitive people get to different places in our mind at different times, but I think I have a tendency to break out of my professional responsibility and role when I feel that I'm failing. And then I sometimes, hopefully not very often, but I think I become that little boy that's saying, it's not about me, it's your fault. And that's not right.
How can we get picked off at first base? How can you do that? What's that about? What do you think you're with here? This isn't about some game. This is about our lives. Don't you get it? Don't you get it? You don't have a choice. When I tell you to take, you take. Don't tell me you don't see it. You look. You understand? I don't give a. Like I said, 15 minutes from now, you don't give a. You'll walk out of here. I gotta live with this embarrassing game the rest of my life. I have totally failed you guys. We got beat at every single part of this. Everything. Everything. Infield play, two-out hitting, everything. Totally stupid. I'm sorry. I apologize. I have totally let you down.
I just think that, you know, when he would, really let loose, which probably happened, I don't know, 6 times in 4 years. But, you felt like you let him down. Like, that's how it felt. That's bottom line. Just like if you let your best friend down or your, dad down, that's how it felt. Like, you genuinely felt like, I have disappointed this person. And the players use that as a motivational tool to turn it around. It's like, we got to turn this around. And it wasn't so much we had to turn around for us personally. And to some degree, it wasn't even like we have to turn this around for Texas baseball. It was like, we let Coach Garrido down. We got to turn this around for Coach Garrido.
I could call every single one of my teammates, and if Coach Garrido needed a favor from any of us, we'd be there like that, because they understand that Coach Garrido really is. He's in love with the game, and he's in love with the idea behind the game, which is your best effort and understanding it. And consequently, he does fall in love with the players that really get it, that really take it to heart, and you fall in love with him. You do.
All right, we're going to have a short meeting, Danksy. Everybody stop down. We're going to have a short meeting. Awesome!
I can remember probably about a little more than 10 years ago, we played and Augie broke his leg. And he calls me the day before and says, I broke my leg. Well, I know he's coming because Augie's not going to miss a game. But he shows up in perfect, he's got the Mercedes-Benz of crutches. You got your wood crutches, you got your aluminum crutches, you got your wheelchair. Augie shows up to the game in a rascal. And it is hilarious. He's driving around in BP. And then what happens in the middle of the game, one of our guys can't get the head out, hits a screaming line drive in the first base dugout and drills him. And I don't know if I should go ask if he's okay, or I couldn't stop laughing. So I had to hide behind the helmet rack because it was pretty good. But then what happened was really interesting. Their pitcher on the very next pitch sticks it right in our guy's ribs. And now I don't like our guys getting hit, and you don't throw at our guys. But then after the game, I'm thinking, that's pretty cool. He's taken up for Augie, and that's what's really special.
A good coach makes every one of those guys, whether it's the first guy or the 25th guy, whichever guy it is, want to play as good as he can possibly play for him. Not for himself, but for him.
We're playing Rice. We're on national TV. It's a one-run game. We got a runner on third, and we got an umpire behind the dish that is known for his theatrics and wanting to be involved and be exciting. When I kind of came set, and I mean, I barely paused. I've thrown the same way the whole time, and he called me for a balk.
Balk called on Houston Street by the home plate umpire, Tim Henderson, and Rice has tied the game. And Augie Garrido is out to argue vehemently with home plate umpire Tim Henderson. This may be a matter of time. Augie Garrido thrown out of the game.
About 2 minutes into it, I realized that he's not just defending the call, but he's defending me. He's defending me as a person. And he was defending the team. And I think that was one of those situations where everybody kind of realized his love for all of us at that moment, because he knew that was wrong for him to call a balk. I remember feeling this sense of responsibility. Hey, Coach Garrido just did his part, my time to do my part, give these guys a chance, and we did. We came back and we beat them, and it's a Coach Garrido moment.
Let's get it going. Nice catch, Carson. Just all over the place. If you didn't have that sprained ankle, you'd be leaping over that fence. All right, let's go, boys. Here we go. See the ball. Good at bat. You let that low one go. Then he got it up a little bit.
Coach Garrido, for me, is one of those guys that you got to break in with him, but once you break in with him, you know, he's there for life, you know, and it's a cool deal.
I was on the athletic council when we hired Augie, and we asked Bill Little, the sports information director, who's the best baseball coach in America? And Bill Little said, well, it doesn't matter. We can't get him. Well, and I said, well, Bill, that may be true, but who is it? And he said, it's Augie Garrido.
And so I called Augie, and he said, well, what are you looking for? And I said, well, I'm looking for the best baseball coach in the country. And he mentioned several names, and so I just stopped him in mid-sentence at one point, and I said, well, is the best baseball coach in the country interested?
The first things that popped into my mind were what an exciting opportunity and what a challenge. And was I ready to take the risks to go from an environment where I was basically bulletproof to an environment where coaches usually fail? Because following a legend, and Cliff Gustafson is a bona fide legend in college baseball, is the riskiest thing to do. Hadn't worked well at Alabama since Bear Bryant, hasn't worked very well at UCLA since John Wooden in basketball, and it doesn't work very well in very many places. And therein came a little glow in my heart and a smile on my face. If it can't be done, let's see if we can do it. Secondly, all of the coaches at Fullerton needed to move up. They were ready. They'd all played for me at one point in time. They'd all gone out and coached at different places, and I brought them all back together at Fullerton as a coaching staff. It benefited everyone, and I, quite frankly, just want to see if I could do it.
The coaches who had been at Texas had all been premier coaches. There'd only been 3, really, who had coached baseball at Texas. One of them was a guy named Billy Dish, who started the program, and then Bibb Falk, who was a former great major leaguer, and then Cliff Gustafson, who'd been there and been very successful and been a friend of Augie's for a long time. So to step into that environment was not necessarily an easy thing, especially given that the talent pool was not nearly what it had been at one point. So when Augie came to Texas, he left a program at Cal Fullerton that was really full of great players, because they just won the series a couple of years before with what might have been as good a team as there's ever been in college baseball. The question he had to face was, can I get it done at Texas, based on the fact that this is a lot bigger building effort than I thought it was going to be? Because I don't think Augie realized when he came in that the situation here, the cupboard was pretty bare.
If Augie can't find challenges, I think he creates his own challenges. He wanted, I think, to coach a team of a large university with the support of a large alumni. He knew that baseball was a very important tradition here. He also knew our program was kind of down at the bottom, that we'd gone through some great years and then we were down in some not so great years. And I think he looked upon this as another challenge.
Texas, the 1983 College World Series National Championship.
He is a tremendous competitor. You can talk to him and you see. He's not a feisty, arrogant type of competitor. It's kind of like laid back, bring your best game, Bubba. Let's see who can win it.
If you don't like the heat, stay out of the kitchen. And University of Texas is one of those kitchens.